Hello, hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to this week's Goddess Energy Forecast. This is your girl, Abigail Mensah-Bunsu. And oh man, I feel like this week we are really integrating, we're focused on integrating the higher frequencies that we have been receiving from the 8-8 portal. So the other thing I want to point out is that today, Monday, August 17th, is also another 8-8 energy. So remember, I think it was last week forecast where I talked about we're going to be in this Lionsgate portal till probably like the 26th, which is also another 8-8. So we have the actual 8-8 day, and then we have August 17th, which is another 8-8, and then August 26th, which is also another 8-8 with the power of 3. So it's multiplied by 3. So we are in a container of high frequency, continuously receiving, and we need to remember this and continuously open up to receive these high energies and high light frequency, light codes, and integrate or allow that to integrate into our physicality, our physical body, our lives, our reality, and learn how to use that to serve humanity and be of service for the greater good. Right. I mean, that's like the energy that we're in. So specifically when I tune in, the Archangels wanted to come in and work with us this week, which is really cool because every time the Archangels step in, powerful stuff is at play. I love the archangelic energies because they're really, their energies are just so, is powerful. It is protective. It is nurturing. It is caring. I see the ascended masters kind of like the mentors, our higher mentors. And the archangels are here to teach us about our own archangelic divinity, which is about service. Their whole thing is about service. They're in service to humanity. The angels are in service to humanity. The archangels specifically are in service to the divine. So they're doing the divine's will, right? Where our angels and guardian angels are more in service to us, right? So when the archangels come in, they are bringing the divine will with them to anchor within us, or to awaken with us, to support us. And so I'm really excited. We have 3 archangels coming in. So depending on what number you were called to, that's the archangel you're going to be working with this week. The other cool part is that we have 2 goddesses coming in to work with us this week. And I'm excited to share what their messages are and who they are. So with that said, let's go ahead and begin. Let's just dive right on in. So again, this week is all about integrating the high frequency codes that is still pouring into us. We're still receiving that. If you are aware and conscious of it and open, you will receive more, right? And these light frequencies are activating our DNA, our cosmic DNA, the strands of our DNA, the spiritual strands of our DNA. And it's been very powerful, especially for me, because I've had new people sign up for my DNA activation programs, and doing the DNA activation during this time, I mean, it's mind-blowing what is coming through. For those of you who are interested in getting your DNA activated, make sure you go to my website, moongoddessacademy.com, and check out my 2 programs. The first one is Ignite Your Cosmos, and that is 12 DNA activations that will help you create your divine blueprint. So that's like for total transformation. That's what I call it. That's like diving in and going in there, getting information about it's like transcribing each of the codons and activating those to be expressed within you. So it's a deeper level of DNA activation. And then the Awaken package, that one is more, that's 3 activations. And that one is more for those who are ready, like they feel like there's something more, they're ready for something more, but they're not quite ready to dive in deep into each of those codons and get what they mean and what their divine blueprint is. They just want to get activated on their path. They just want to get things rolling. They want to get things started in the right direction. They want to step into themselves. Then the awaken packages for you. So again, that's 3 activations, get you started, get things moving. It's still very powerful. So go ahead and check out my website. I'll go ahead and make sure I put this underneath the video so you can find it very easily. So yeah, we have this cosmic DNA activation going on, and it's also the activation of our highest potential, of our true essence, of our truth, of our divine light. All of these, our purpose, our service, all of that is getting activated here. And this week specifically is about integrating that higher frequency within your physicality, within your physical body, especially. Most of the time when we, for some people, when they receive such high frequencies, they forget to bring it into their body and anchor it into their physicality. And so what happens, it just hangs around here in the etheric realm, in the spiritual realm, and then it never gets expressed because it was not anchored in the physical reality. So with this activation, I feel like this whole year has been teaching us. That's why we started out by getting pimp slap into our bodies and taking care of our own bodies and stepping back into our bodies if you weren't, right? And then now it's like, okay, now that you're in your body, I'm going to teach you how to bring in that high frequency into your body and learn how to work and be your highest self in your physical body. Is beautiful art here. Is a beautiful dance here. So this is really highlighted this week, where how are you supporting your body at this time as it is continuously receiving these high frequency light codes from the Syrian well, what am I looking for? From Sirius, let's just say that, from the planet Sirius, as we're receiving those light codes pouring in through the Lionsgate portal. How are we receiving that such high frequency light codes and integrating that into our bodies? Well, guess what? You don't have to figure this out on your own. That's why we have the goddesses popping in, which this week we got the double treat. We have 2 goddesses coming in, and then you also get to work with the archangels through this week. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and close your eyes, taking a deep breath in, get centered, be in your body. Imagine, see, so sense or feel that pillar of light coming down from above, going through your head, going through all the way your neck. And then when it gets to your heart, it anchors into your heart and expands out into creating this beautiful bubble of light around you. Allow that pillar of light to continue down through your stomach, through your hips, through your thighs, your legs. Let it enter into Mother Earth and let it anchor into Mother Earth. So you can see this as like your roots going into Mother Earth and wrapping around a stone or a rock or a mountain, or sending an anchor down to just hold that space for you. However you choose to ground into Mother Earth, it's okay. And taking a deep breath in here as you feel you standing in between, like being that center, being in your center, connected to the divine above, connected to the divine below. Allow those 2 lights to come in with an inhalation. With your exhalation, allow it to just unfurl out. Let it radiate out. Let it expand out and create another layer of this beautiful gold and silver. I'm getting like pinks, I'm getting blues in there. Whatever color you need will show up. It creates another layer of bubble around you. Taking a deep breath in here. And at this time, we're going to call in all of our higher selves and our Holy Spirit selves to come in within you now. Taking a deep breath in. And from this space of fully being present within, being centered within. Go ahead and ask the questions. Which of these questions, which of these numbers, which of these messages is specifically for me? Which of these archangels is here to work with me this week? 1, 2, or 3. And once you receive your number, go ahead and take in a deep breath in. Open your eyes while still being in that centered space, and be open to receive the message. So here's the really cool thing about the archangels that we receive. So first, I'm going to share the archangels that came through. The first archangel that came in is Archangel Azrael. Okay. The second archangel is Archangel Sandalphon. And then the third archangel that came through is Archangel Metatron. Here's the cool thing about it. Sandalphon, Archangel Sandalphon, and Archangel Metatron are the only two archangels that used to be human. Yes. So Archangel, let me make sure I get this right. Archangel Sandalphon used to be Elijah. So if you have read the Bible before or heard the story about Elijah, the prophet Elijah, that's who Archangel Sandalphon used to be. And then Metatron used to be Enoch. And hopefully you've heard a lot about Enoch, right? So both of them lived such an amazing, powerful human life that when they were done, they just ascended right into archangelic status. That is badass. This is special for this week because we got two archangels that are here that understand what it means to live as a human being, here to guide us. So they're here to help you bridge those two, divinity and humanity. And here's the other cool part. The first archangel, Archangel Azrael, let me just get that right. Yes, Archangel Azrael really comes in to help. So if you were drawn to card number 1, this one is specifically for you, where you are working on grief. So Archangel, the other name of Archangel Azrael, he's also known as the angel of death. And this usually scares a lot of people because they think that that's what he brings. But what he really truly brings with his beautiful light is comfort. He helps you heal the grief. He brings you, he helps you heal your heart. So if you've suffered a loss, and this, it doesn't stop at a loss, you know, like a physical loss. It could be an emotional loss. It could be a mental loss. It could be you losing yourself, like any kind of loss that has created some kind of grief within you. This archangel, this is his specialty. He can help you come back to self and heal those losses, bring comfort to your heart again. So let's just go ahead and with that, let's dive in. So if you're drawn to card number 1, the archangel that you are working with this week is Archangel Azrael. If you are drawn to card number 2, you are working with Archangel Sandalphon. And if you're drawn to card number 3, you are working with Archangel Metatron. I love Archangel Metatron. I love the name because it reminds me of like Transformers, but I think it's Megatron. Yeah, it's funny. And the cool thing is that if you were born on a Wednesday, your archangelic person or archangelic being who is connected to you is Archangel Metatron. So I'm very familiar with Archangel Metatron. He works with sacred geometries, and he's just powerful. Like when you think of the Merkaba of light, you know, like our travel light body, that's what I call it, because it is like a spaceship for our light bodies to travel interdimensionally when it is activated. When you understand what that means, it means powerful, and he created that system, you know. And so when you're connected to him, he can activate that for you. He can clear your field. He can clear any debris within your field that is keeping you weighed down. I mean, all the archangels, what they're bringing in is just so powerful. So let's go ahead and begin. So if you're drawn to card number 1, you're working with Archangel Azrael this week, which means that most likely you're someone who is healing from grief, heartbreak, sorrow, whether it is through a loss of someone or a loss of yourself, or when it comes to a heartbreak, whatever that has created grief, you are working to release it this week. So Archangel Azrael is really going to be coming in. The way he comes in, this is how, when you call him to step in and work with you, you will see like this, it's almost like milky white colored light, sparkling light. And you might see that like around you or in your room. That's kind of like how he comes in. Or you might even have like some kind of scent, a floral scent. Very interesting how these archangels show up. One thing I want to talk about the archangels before I move forward is that a lot of people don't work with them or have a hard time working with them, because unlike angels are more closer to humanities, which is our guardian angels. They're always with us. They're always, they're walking with us. They're just constantly with us. They can really be in our dense energy and support us. The archangels are very close. They're closer to the divine. And so in order for us to really work with their powerful energy, we need to raise our vibration. So it makes sense that they will come in this week, or in this time portal that we're in with the Lionsgate portal, where we are literally raising our frequency by receiving the light codes from the portal, right? So we are an energetic match naturally in this portal with them, so they can come in very strongly. So if you've always been curious about working with the archangels, getting to know them from, basically from now to the 26th, until that portal closes, you have the opportunity to really experience them fully. Now, when an archangel steps into your presence, you will feel it. There's nothing small about an archangel's energy. They are badasses, like absolutely badasses. One of my favorite archangels is Archangel Michael. I have a history with this archangel, and I am totally in love with him. Like, if he was human, my husband would be in trouble. Right. Absolutely adore Archangel Michael, but I love all the archangels and the powerful energy and presence that they bless our lives with. Having an archangel walking next to you, I mean, you are safe, you are protected, you are uplifted, you are blessed. It's mind-blowing. So if anything, I hope this week you really take the time to work with the archangel that came in to work with you this week, and even expand that and work with more archangels. Ask more archangels to come in and start to mentor you. Oh, yeah. So card number one, if you're drawn to card number one, you are working on grief this week. And the card says comfort. You can see the card here. And it says, I'm with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. So I'm going to read it. Let's read this part first. Azrael's aura is beautiful. It's a beautiful shade of vanilla cream. I love that. That's even yummy. A very pale yellow tone. He surrounds grieving and dying persons with this love and light to bring them comfort. When Azrael is around, you may see eggshell-colored twinkling lights in your room. The crystal creamy yellow calcite is calibrated to Azrael's energy, so holding or wearing this crystal may lend additional comfort. So if you're drawn to card number one and you want something tangible, if you really vibe with this archangel and the healing that he's bringing, creating a mala with like that yellow calcite will really help you connect to this archangel, and anchor is the archangel's blessing or grace within you, right? So this is the message from the archangel, Archangel Azrael. Even the strongest person experiences upsetting situations, and there's no shame in taking time to heal your heart. This is a good time for quiet reflection upon your true feelings. Write them down in a private journal, and then call upon me to bring comfort to your heart and mind. I can help you sleep better at night and put your mind at ease. I can help you sleep better at night and put your mind at ease. Thank you, Archangel Azrael, for coming in. So if you're drawn to card number 1, that is the angel, the archangel that you are working with this week. Remember, it's not an angel, it's an archangel, badass warrior, okay? If you're drawn to card number 2, you are working with Sandalphon. So remember, the next 2 angels are the ones that used to be human and they just ascended into archangelic status, okay? So Archangel Sandalphon, the card says victory. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Archangel Sandalphon is that he is the bridge, he or she is the bridge between heaven and earth. He's also the messenger. So he's the one that takes our prayers to the divine. So if you've been praying for something and you want to know the status of that, you can ask Archangel Sandalphon, like, hey, I've been praying for this. What is the status? What's going on here? Can you help me out? And he or she can give you that answer. Let's see here. There's another thing. So the other thing that came through is that he or she, I'm saying he or she because his energy morphs. I can't really tell if it's a he or she. His human self was definitely a he, but in his archangelic form, it's kind of hard to tell. And this kind of applies to all the archangels, by the way, like it's very interesting. So however the archangel appears to you, just take it like that. Yeah, the whole concept of male, woman, and man, it does not apply when you go higher up there. So, yeah. So the other thing with Archangel Sandalphon is that he helps align you to your truth and synchronicities. And he is here to help you to be present, to be grounded, and also connected to the divine source. So he's really going to be helping you, which is perfect what we're doing this week anyway. So if you were drawn to card number 2, you're definitely focusing on this aspect of integrating this high energy within yourself, being present in your body and taking care of your body, right? So here we go. Sandalphon is one of the 2 archangels who were mortal men who lived such remarkable spiritual lives that they ascended into archangelic kingdom. The other one is Archangel Metatron, which is card number 3. Sandalphon can help your life be a masterpiece as well. Ask him to help you to live in integrity with your spiritual gifts of prophecy, healing, and manifestation fully awakened. I'm going to read this part again because it's important. Ask him to help you live in integrity with your spiritual gifts of prophecy, healing, and manifestation fully awakened. Sandalphon can help you speak your truth openly in a way that benefits everyone. He will also help you appreciate all the miracles and victories of every size in your life. Beautiful. So here's his message for you if you're drawn to card number 2. You deserve this time of victory. Your unwavering focus and dedication have resulted in blissful manifestation. Peace and pleasant feelings are yours right now. Let your focus be on this present moment and savor each feeling and experience fully. Know that the future is taken care of in a positive way as you allow yourself to enjoy the present moment. Feel good about who you are and know that your success benefits others. Beautiful. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon. Again, this is your card if you're drawn to card number 2, Victory, and you are personally working with Archangel Sandalphon this week. And the last card, of course, is Archangel Metatron, and I love this. It says indigo and crystal children. Indigo and crystal children. Yes, there we go. And the card says, you have a bond with children. This card, by the way, number 3 came to me, and I'm going to tell you a story soon. So you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. this card, it's not a surprise that that is my card for this week, because that's since Saturday it's been kind of popping in. So a long time ago, I went to like one of the spiritual science church for the first time. And as I was walking out, as I was leaving, a woman stopped me. And she's like, "You're so beautiful. I have a message for you. Is it okay if I give it to you?" And I was like, sure, that's interesting. And she said, "You are meant to work with children. I don't know in what capacity, but you are here to work with children. You have other talents, other purposes, but working with the children will come in." And she just kept saying that you're here to work with children. And at that point, at that time, I was thinking about going to med school, and then um, and I was like, "Pediatrician, is that it? Like, how am I supposed to be working with children?" Like, it took me, after that, I was like, I don't know how this is supposed to be my purpose. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with kids. And on, it was a Saturday when it came in again. And that was like the first time I met that woman. The second time I met her, again, the same thing. The funny thing is, the second time she didn't even remember me. So she came up again and, asked me if I wanted a message. And I said yes. And again, it was the same thing. She's like, "You are meant to work with children. You have a contract with children and assisting them in this, on this planet. It's the gifted children." And I was like, "Oh, here we go again." I remembered her, but I don't think she remembered me. I was like, "Here we go again with the working with children. What is up with this?" I'm asking my guides, nothing is coming in with that. And then the third time that we connected, now at this point, I had done so much work, going through the initiations in the mystery school, discovering my soul path purpose. I had done so much work that it just, there's nothing you could say to surprise me. And the concept of working with children was starting to show itself in a way that kids were really drawn to me. And I knew it was because of my light. I knew it was because of my gifts, and also the crew that I walk with, like they can see my crew, and you can see these kids, like they flocked to me, they were drawn to me, and they were always giggling. It felt good, and their parents would also feel good too as they come into my energy. And so the third time, this time she remembered me. And again, the same message came through: "You're here to work with children." Well, now where I am right now, and then especially becoming a mother to a son, I'm like, oh, this is, I mean, not the motherhood part, but the clarity I realize that I have this passion when it comes to guiding children, gifted children. So again, like Archangel Metatron, with the indigo and the crystal children, I have a soft spot for them. I have like, I feel that that mother, divine mother instinct to guide them, and a lot of the kids that are drawn to me, they're highly gifted. And most of the time I have to work with their parents to prepare them for these amazing gifted children. So it's not even like guiding them, the children. It's like making sure that the parents know who they're working with so that they can support them as much as possible, right? And then, in this day and age where, I mean, I think we're doing really good as a human race, where more and more people are getting open to their spiritual selves, their spirituality, more and more. I mean, I'm surrounded with mothers and fathers who are teaching their children about their spiritual gifts and working with archangels and working with angels and their spirit guides. I mean, it's beautiful. And these kids need that. They strive for it. So this card is like, when it popped up, I was like, okay, this is the third day that it has popped up again. And I'm doing the same thing with my son. My son is highly gifted. I mean, he was, even in the womb before he came out, even before he stepped into the womb, he was working with me, and it's no surprise knowing my gifts that my son will have even more powerful gifts than his dad and I, right? So just supporting my son is really bringing in clarity on how I'm here to support the crystal and the indigo kids. Yeah, so fascinating, right? So if you're drawn to card number 3, I wonder if you have this kind of purpose, if you're already doing it, or if this is something that's been coming in for you, and in what way, right? Are you here to assist children? Are you here to protect them? Are you here to give them a voice? Are you here to mother them? In what way are you being called to assist these powerful light children coming through? Like, it's just mind blowing. These kids, like, they put our gifts to like shame. They come in like, oh, they're incredible. And the amount of light they bring into our planet, no wonder our planet is like getting higher and higher in frequency and lighter. They are coming in with that much light, and they're coming in fully aware of themselves and their purpose and their light and what they're here to do, right? And it is up to us to just create that container and help them secure that foundation, so that it will just go through, all the way to the adulthood, where they are secured in themselves, regardless of what the world throws at them. That is our purpose, to do that. So that's a little bit about that and my connection with this card specifically. So I would love to hear your connection with each of the card and what is igniting within you. So here's the message from the card. It says, you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. And let's go back to Archangel Metatron. So remember, he's the other archangel that used to be human. So he used to be Enoch. Okay. So if you feel drawn to help children, whether your own or children in general, ask Archangel Metatron for an assignment that mirrors your natural talents and interest. Metatron works closely with psychic and sensitive kids. Now you understand why he's also been one of my archangels since very young age. Yeah. So yeah, I wonder if he's one of your archangels too, your personal archangels. I have chills right now, like seriously. Okay. And he loves to help adults help these children. If you need more time, money, ideas, contacts, or other support for this mission, call upon Archangel Metatron. He will help you manifest your needs so your focus can be directed towards his beloved crystal and indigo children. Well, Archangel Metatron, yes, go ahead and just send me the support that I need so I can do this work with ease. I am open to receiving this. So here's his message for us. Your life purpose involves helping and teaching children. You're here to help these children retain and amplify their psychic and spiritual gifts. Educate adults about natural and chemical-free ways to feed and raise these special children. The very young crystal children and the slightly older indigo children are important to the future of this planet. I think we all know this, right? You can help ensure their bright future, and I will help you. Thank you, Archangel Metatron, for coming in. So again, if you were drawn to card number 3, you are working directly with Archangel Metatron. So make sure you call him in and ask him to work his magic with you. And I would love to hear if this mission of working with the indigo and crystal children, or the sensitive children, the highly spiritual psychic children, if this resonates with you. I'd love to hear what your experience is, what that service looks like for you. Okay, so those are the archangels. I'm just going to run through real quick. If you're drawn to card number 1, you're working with Archangel Azrael this week. Remember, you're healing your heart, healing the grief and the sorrow. If you're drawn to card number 2, you're working with Archangel Sandalphon. This card says victory. Woohoo! The first card was comfort. Archangel Sandalphon, remember, it's the messenger. So for you, if you have any prayers, make sure that you do that. Call Archangel Sandalphon in and give your prayers to Archangel Sandalphon to take it directly to the divine. And also ask him to teach you how to be fully present within yourself, to be grounded in your physicality, and also very much connected to the divine, to the high energies, to source light, right? And then the last one, of course, is Archangel Metatron. If this is the Archangel who is mentoring you this week, it's all about your purpose with the crystal and indigo children. Whether you used to be, which if you're drawn to this card, I wonder if you are, right? Like if you've been walking with this Archangel for a while. And also what I'm getting with, if you're drawn to card number 3, your connection to sacred geometry, whether you're using sacred geometry to heal, to activate, to support the crystalline and the indigo children. But pay attention to what kind of sacred geometry comes up for you. Going back to card number 2 with Archangel Sandalphon, he is also the Archangel for music, for poetry. I think I wrote the other one down. And harmony. There we go. So music, poetry, and harmony. And so he's the Archangel that's, if you're someone who's here to use music and sound to heal and activate, he is the Archangel that activates that and works with those people. So if you are drawn to this, don't be surprised. This is your Archangel to work with. So now let's move on to the goddesses or the divine feminine embodiments who are here to mentor us this week. So like I was saying before, we have 2 goddesses that stepped up this week. The first goddess is Yeshi Sogo Gyo. Yeshi Sogyo. Beautiful, beautiful. And she is the Lady of the Lotus Born. The second goddess that came through for us is Sarada Devi. And she is the Divine Mother. So let's see what messages they have for us. How lucky we are to have 2 goddesses to walk with us, to mentor us through this week. So we're going to start with Yeshi Sogo. And it says, embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. I love that last part. My body was made for enlightenment. How perfect is that? So who is she? Yeshi Sogo represents a deep wisdom that has been misunderstood. She is the ultimate spiritual wisdom that the human body is all that is needed for enlightenment, which is what we've been talking about this entire time, right? Yeshi was born a princess in Tibet in 777 CE, and according to legends, she was born in the same way as the Buddha. A mantra, let's see here. Yeah, a mantra resounded and her mother gave birth to Yeshi painlessly. Her name means Wisdom Lake Queen. Wisdom Lake Queen, that's pretty cool. Because at the moment of her birth, a nearby lake doubled in size, symbolizing her tremendous wisdom, her waters of enlightenment. From a young age, Yeshi only wanted to practice the Dharma instead of getting married. But the Emperor of Tibet gave her to Padma Sambhava, who had traveled to Tibet from India to spread the Buddhist teachings. He became her main consort and husband, and together they each founded their own lineages of Buddhist teachings. She spent many years isolated in meditation and accomplished several cycles of tantric spiritual practices. She received esoteric initiations and became known as a fully enlightened Buddha in the form of an ordinary woman. She is also considered to be an incarnation of Varayogini, interesting. And her husband predicted that she would reincarnate as the legendary Tibetan Buddhist tantric teacher and yogini Magic Labdron. So this one came in, I believe it was like last week or the week before, but we've had her human form before. So it's very interesting that we're having her ascended, enlightened form, her goddess self this time. So here's the message. It can be so easy to forget that everything we touch, everything we say, everything we do is not separate from the divine. Yes, she embodied one of the most potent spiritual truths. This female body is an asset to enlightenment, not a hindrance. I'm going to repeat this again. This female body is an asset to enlightenment, not a hindrance. The body is a vehicle to free us from the ideal that there are any limitations to reality. Tantra, which weaves together the sacred and the mundane to reveal the spiritual nature of all things, allowed Yeshi to realize that she was both an ordinary woman and an incarnation of the Buddha Varayogini. We are both human and divine. We are both mortal body and an eternal essence that continues on. The body too often can be the scapegoat for so much hate, distrust, and violence. The body holds infinite wisdom, pleasure, and possibilities. This is the moment to see your gorgeous body as the tremendous gift it is. It's the moment to realize that there is no greater intoxication than just being fully in your body from head to soul. Yeshi is the call to remember the holiness of your flesh, the deep wisdom of your body, the deep wisdom that your body contains, and the temple you walk around in every single day. This is her question for us this week. What helps you remember that your body is sacred? What helps you remember that your body is sacred? And here's the intention we are certain through working with her this week. Embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. Embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. Beautiful, right? What a powerful message. So again, this week is all about what? Anchoring those powerful high frequency light codes in our body and integrating that into our physicality. We're no longer escaping our physicality. We're no longer escaping our body. We now or are still learning how we need our bodies in order to express those high frequencies, and that we are both divine and we are human. Beautiful message. Thank you, Yeshi. So the second goddess coming in to walk with us, to mentor us this week is Sarada Devi. I love this one, the Divine Mother. And the card says, unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. I have a feeling this goes perfectly with Yeshi's message of honoring our sacred body, right? So let's see what message comes through. So first, let's find out who Sarada Devi is. So Shri Sarada Devi embodies the feminine power that initiates seekers onto a spiritual path onto a spiritual path through unconditional love. Sarada Devi was born in India in 1853 to poor Brahmin parents. As a little girl, she worshipped the clay figurine of the goddess Kali, meditated, and began to have visions. At age 5, she was betrothed to the priest of Kali temple, a beloved mystic named Ramakrishna. 10 years later, she joined him at the temple, and they began their lifelong spiritual marriage together. Sarada's husband, Ramakrishna, performed the Shodashi Puja with her. This meant that Sarada was positioned in the seat of the goddess Kali and was addressed as Shri Ma, or Holy Mother. Sarada is considered to be Ramakrishna's first disciple. They both became notable mystics with large international followings. Sarada helped form the monastic order for the devotees of Ramakrishna after he passed. And because she was so beloved, a monastic order was founded for women in her honor. She paved the way for future generations of women to enter the spiritual life. As a guru, Sarada Devi was known for treating all her disciples as her children. Many of her devotees relate that she initiated them in a dream. She appeared as a goddess in human form and gave them a mantra. And when they met her for the first time, they would recall the dream and know instantly they were encountering their guru. So this is the message from her. Sarada Devi loved all her disciples unconditionally and equally. In her teachings, she emphasized that there is no such thing as a stranger. She encouraged her devotees to understand that everyone we meet is actually a part of us and is connected to us. And that if we want to experience true peace, we need to own the fault and judgment that we project onto others. We need to see our own faults and forgive them with love. Sarada Devi whispers gently to us, "No one is a stranger, my child. This whole world is your own." So if something keeps showing up in the people we meet and in the relationships we are cultivating, Sarada asks us to meet them from within us. Oh, this is so important. Meaning the aspect of this other person that might be causing us pain or frustration or just plain aversion, these same aspects exist within us. Unless we are willing to really meet with these aspects within us, the universe will keep presenting them to us in our relationships. And it's not to piss us off, it's to free us. It's out of a deep love for us to fully heal. The goal here is for us to love ourselves fiercely from within, without judgment or shame for where we are in the moment. The goal is to let us mother ourselves with unconditional love. Hi. Yeah? Hi. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's see here. So the goal is to let us mother ourselves with unconditional love. That's the only love that will quiet those harsh, critical voices within us. So we can stop wasting our time mired in judgment of others or ourselves and get on with being the perfectly imperfect light that we are. I love this. So her question for us, her soul question for us is, what am I currently judging or criticizing about ourselves? What am I currently judging or criticizing about myself? And here is the intention. Unconditional love exists within me. Or the mantra, I would say. Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. So with that said, let's go ahead and just dive into the meditation. So close your eyes, taking a deep breath in. Come back to that centered space that we started out with within your heart. And at this time, I'm going to call in all three archangels, Archangel Azrael, Archangel Sandalphon, and Archangel Metatron to all come in. And depending on which archangel came in for you, we're going to go ahead and ask that archangel to surround you with their ray of light. So you see, sense, or feel around you a beautiful bubble of light in that specific color to that archangel forming around you and expanding in every direction. And I also see like the archangel spreading their wings and standing in front of you, behind you, to the right of you, and to the left of you. And also envision at this time the two beautiful goddesses, the divine feminine mentors who have showed up to mentor us, standing around you, one to your right and one to your left. And also surrounding you with that beautiful golden divine feminine Christ light. Taking a deep breath in here. I want you to really feel their support, feel their presence with and around you, within and around you. Breathe. And ask them to guide you through this week. Ask them to guide you powerfully and clearly through this week. And whatever it is, whatever intention you have for this week, go ahead and set that in the presence of your mentor, your divine mentors. And once you've set this and you feel complete, go ahead and taking a deep breath in, releasing your intention, allowing Archangel Sandalphon to send the intention to the divine. And when you're done, go ahead and open your eyes, come back to the here and now, pull in all that beautiful, magnetic, divine, feminine energy and archangelic energy into your physical presence now. Beautiful. Come back into the here and now. Good. So, welcome back. What a powerful message we received this week, right? Thank you, Archangels. Thank you, Divine Feminine Mentors, for these amazing messages and for guiding us through the week. So I ask that throughout the week you come back to this and listen to the messages so that you remind yourself of what work you're doing this week and also who is guiding you through this week. That's very important. And again, if you're interested in DNA activation, the little one is awake. So if you're interested in DNA activation, go ahead and check out my website. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead and check out my website, and the link is below. And yeah, let's get you started on that. All right. So beloveds, thank you again for receiving this week's message. And until next time, have a fabulous week. Goodbye, everyone. Say bye.